This video will impact you. Watch until the end so you don't miss this tremendous story. In the annals of Roman history, one emperor stands out for his captivating and complex story, Claudius. Born into the illustrious Julio-Claudian dynasty in 10 BC, Claudius was marked from birth by physical disabilities, which led his own family to dismiss him as an outsider. Ridiculed and underestimated due to his impairments, Claudius defied all odds to ascend to the throne of Rome, leaving an indelible mark on its history. Yet, his lack of political experience made him a constant target for conspiracies and intrigues. Claudius' journey began in a household steeped in power and prestige. He was the son of Drusus and Antonia Minor, the daughter of Mark Antony. However, the early death of his father left him under the care of his mother, Antonia, who had little affection for him. Claudius suffered from what was likely cerebral palsy, which impaired his speech and movement. His mother harshly referred to him as a monster, deeming him unfit for any public role. Even his grandmother, Livia, though slightly more compassionate, frequently reprimanded him. As Claudius grew older, his intellect began to shine, though he chose a life away from political strife, dedicating himself instead to writing and chronicling the events of his time. His deep desire to understand the past led him to compose a history of the civil wars, but his candid and sometimes critical approach to Octavian aroused suspicion among the powerful. His own family, wary of the political tensions, doubted Claudius' reliability in towing the official party line, effectively stifling his political ambitions before they could take flight. The change in leadership after Augustus' death did little to improve Claudius' prospects. While the new emperor, Tiberius, initially offered Claudius the position of consul, promising recognition and opportunities, these hopes were soon dashed. Once again, Claudius found himself sidelined, disillusioned, and consigned to a secondary role in public life. With little interest in the cutthroat world of politics, Claudius sought refuge in scholarship and private life. Although his political aspirations waned, his passion for history and knowledge only grew stronger, leading him to retreat into an academic life, away from the intrigues and demands of power. Despite being ignored and even humiliated by his imperial family, Claudius gradually began earning the respect of the Roman public. After Augustus' death, Roman equestrians selected Claudius to lead their delegation, signaling a growing recognition of his abilities. The Senate also supported Claudius, insisting that his house be rebuilt with public funds and granting him the right to debate in the Senate, despite Tiberius' refusal. After the death of Drusus, Tiberius' son, some began to consider Claudius as a potential successor to the throne, but the powerful and feared Sejanus, head of the Praetorian Guard, caused Claudius to hesitate in pursuing power. When Tiberius passed away and Caligula became emperor, Claudius was appointed co-consul in 37 AD, in honor of Caligula's father, Germanicus. However, Caligula's treatment of Claudius was far from respectful. Although he recognized Claudius' utility, Caligula seized every opportunity to humiliate and torment his uncle, subjecting him to exorbitant financial demands, cruel pranks, and even public humiliations. These trials were just a few of the many hardships Claudius endured during Caligula's reign, shaping him into the ruler he would later become. The immense stress Claudius endured significantly impacted his health, leading to illness and noticeable weight loss. His ascent to the throne was a result of a dramatic and conspiratorial turn of events that forever changed the course of Roman history. On January 24, 41 AD, Emperor Caligula was assassinated in a plot involving members of the Praetorian Guard and several Roman senators. Although there is no concrete evidence linking Claudius directly to the assassination, some speculate that he may have had prior knowledge of the plot, as he conveniently left the scene shortly before the attack occurred. The conspiracy, however, took a darker turn when it became evident that Cassius Chaerea, one of the key conspirators, intended to eliminate the entire imperial family, exceeding the original plan. Amidst the chaos that ensued, Claudius witnessed the brutal violence of the Praetorian Guard as they slaughtered several of his close associates. In a desperate attempt to survive, Claudius fled to the palace and sought refuge, where he was eventually discovered hiding behind a curtain by a Praetorian named Gratus. In a surprising move, Gratus declared Claudius as princeps and escorted him to the Praetorian camp, ensuring his protection. Following Caligula's assassination, the Roman Senate found itself at a critical juncture. What began as discussions of government reform quickly escalated into a heated debate over who should lead Rome. As the Senate struggled to assert control, the Praetorians were resolute in their support of Claudius as the new leader, creating a tense political standoff. Facing pressure from the Praetorians and reluctant to bow to the Senate, Claudius was ultimately forced to negotiate. In exchange for his recognition as emperor, Claudius granted a general amnesty, aiming to consolidate his power and restore stability to the empire. However, he did not hesitate to punish those involved in Caligula's assassination, securing his own safety and establishing a precedent of firmness. To reinforce his connection to the Julio-Claudian dynasty, Claudius skillfully leveraged his familial lineage. Although he had never been formally adopted by Augustus or his successors, Claudius identified as a member of the imperial family, being the grandson of Augustus' sister, Octavia. He adopted the name Augustus and retained the honorific title Germanicus, thereby asserting his rightful claim to the imperial throne. Unlike his predecessors, Claudius was not proclaimed emperor by the Roman Senate but rather by the Praetorian Guard, marking a significant departure from traditional imperial succession practices. This unconventional rise to power sparked controversy and criticism from contemporary historians like Seneca. However, Claudius deftly secured the loyalty of the Praetorian Guard through strategic bribery, rewarding the soldiers with generous gifts. Upon taking the throne, Claudius was immediately faced with the challenge of restoring stability and authority within the empire. Recognizing the importance of provincial and military support, he acted to restore the status of Macedonia and Achaia as senatorial provinces. This move not only reinforced his central authority but also strengthened the relationship between the government and the Roman Senate. Moreover, Claudius demonstrated his commitment to stabilizing and revitalizing the Roman state through a series of sweeping reforms. These included the restoration of the rule of law, the promotion of agrarian reform, and the expansion of the empire. Under his rule, the Roman Empire experienced its first significant territorial expansion since the days of Augustus, with regions such as Thrace, Naricum, Lycia, and Judea either annexed or brought under direct Roman control. Additionally, the annexation of Mauritania during his reign further extended Rome's reach, solidifying Claudius' legacy as a determined and effective ruler who navigated the complexities of power with a blend of pragmatism and resolve. During the reign of Caligula, regions that had previously been only partially integrated into the Roman Empire were fully incorporated after the defeat of rebellious forces. Similarly, Britain, which had long been an ambitious target for Rome due to its material wealth and its role as a haven for Gallic rebels, was conquered in a military campaign led by Claudius himself. Beyond these territorial expansions, Claudius also initiated significant internal reforms. A census conducted in 48 AD revealed a notable increase in the Roman population, a growth that Claudius supported by founding Roman colonies and granting widespread citizenship. These colonies were crucial in solidifying Roman control over newly acquired lands and ensuring their integration into the empire. Despite his achievements, Claudius exhibited a darker side to his personality. Like many rulers before him, he had a paranoid and ruthless streak, particularly when he felt threatened. He showed no hesitation in eliminating potential adversaries, resulting in the execution of many senators and important officials. His harsh stance towards the Jewish population in Rome further highlighted his intolerance for dissent and his determination to maintain control over the city. Claudius personally oversaw numerous trials and was committed to improving the Roman judicial system. Despite some criticisms regarding the consistency and fairness of his rulings, Claudius sought to enhance the administration of justice. He extended court sessions, reduced the intervals between them, and raised the minimum age for jurors to ensure more experienced decision-making. Claudius issued a series of decrees addressing a wide range of issues, from public health to social justice. He decreed that abandoned and recovered slaves should be freed, and that masters who killed their sick slaves could be charged with murder. Claudius also had a clear vision for improving water supply and transportation within Rome and throughout the empire. He completed 2 important aqueducts, bringing water to the city from distant sources, and ensured an adequate supply of potable water for the citizens. The emperor also emphasized the importance of land and water routes, investing in the construction of roads and canals across Italy and beyond, including a crucial canal linking the Rhine River to the sea and a road connecting Italy to Germania, which had been started by his father Drusus. Closer to Rome, Claudius constructed a navigable canal on the Tiber River, facilitating the transport of goods to the port of Ostia. Claudius knew the importance of securing the support of the Roman Senate and adopted a shrewd strategy to win the senators' confidence. He made a point of maintaining the Senate's independence and authority, granting them more control over the provinces and encouraging active participation in legislative sessions. In his speeches, Claudius consistently showed respect and was open to debating proposals, encouraging senators to express their opinions freely. In 47 AD, Claudius assumed the position of censor, a role that allowed him to control the Senate's composition. He used this position to remove senators he deemed corrupt or ineffective and to admit new members loyal to him. However, Claudius' relationship with the Senate was not always smooth. He faced resistance from senators who disapproved of his policies and resented his rise to power. Many senators, including his own son-in-law, were implicated in plots against the emperor and were subsequently condemned to death. These conspiracies persisted throughout Claudius' reign, with various factions seeking to destabilize his government and claim power for themselves. Claudius' reign was also marked by a supposed conspiracy involving his third wife, Messalina. As narrated by historians, one of the most shocking episodes of his life occurred when Messalina publicly married her lover while Claudius was out of the city. This scandalous event sent shockwaves through Rome and raised concerns about a possible attempt to usurp the throne. Narcissus, a powerful advisor to Claudius, viewed Messalina as a threat to the emperor's power and, convinced of the need to remove her, persuaded Claudius to have her executed in 48 AD. After Messalina's death, the Roman Senate, in an act of condemnation, ordered the removal of all references to her from public and private memory. With the way cleared for a new marriage, Claudius' advisors debated who should be his next wife. The emperor chose Agrippina the Younger, his niece, as his fourth wife, a decision that sparked significant controversy in Rome, as such a marriage was considered immoral and unacceptable. Claudius justified the marriage as being in the public interest, but behind this justification lay a political maneuver. Agrippina was not an ordinary woman, she was determined to secure her family's future. Her marriage to Claudius was not based on love but on her ambition to see her son, the future Emperor Nero, ascend to the imperial throne. Gradually, Agrippina built her influence, surrounding herself with powerful political allies and members of the Praetorian Guard. She manipulated Claudius and exerted considerable influence over his decisions, assuming an increasingly prominent role in the administration of the empire. She wielded the power to sign governmental documents, negotiate with foreign ambassadors, and even make decisions on imperial matters. As time passed, Claudius openly expressed his dissatisfaction with his wives and began to show favoritism toward his son with Messalina, Britannicus. This favoritism posed a potential threat to Nero's future, fueling suspicions that Agrippina had motives to eliminate Claudius and secure Nero's succession before Britannicus could claim the throne. On October 13, 54 AD, Agrippina, determined to carry out her plan, bribed the imperial food tasters and enlisted the services of a professional assassin to poison the mushrooms served to Claudius at dinner. Although the poison was not strong enough to kill the emperor immediately, Claudius began to vomit. The situation took a more sinister turn when his doctor appeared and, under the guise of trying to save him, inserted a feather down his throat to induce further vomiting. Unbeknownst to Claudius, the doctor was also in league with Agrippina, and the feather was laced with poison. This time, there was no escape for Claudius, and the emperor died in agony. After Claudius' death, Nero ascended to the throne. Nero's reign was marked by extravagance and tyranny, and he is often remembered as one of Rome's worst emperors. Stay tuned for an upcoming video where I will delve into Nero's infamous rule. If you enjoyed learning more about Claudius' story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more historical content.